In this video, we're going to be using the legendary Tabac and the Karve aluminum razor with the F-plate. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB, and thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. As always, before you get into the content, a word from our sponsor, Leaf. This video is brought to you by our good friends at Leaf, and you know I love Leaf products. I love using the Leaf, which you've seen me use many times on the channel. I also love using the Twig. You've seen that a lot on the channel as well. If you'd like to save 5%, use discount code IAMCDB right there and save 5% while shopping with the good folks at Leaf. And now, back to the video. And all right, we are back and we have a good one for you today. We are using the classic Tabac shaving soap. And if you buy the puck on Amazon, it's about $11.25 for 4.4 ounces. And on our cost chart there, it is an exceptional $2.55 an ounce. And honestly, the value is probably even better because this is a triple milled soap and it's very hard. So you're going to get a lot of use out of this. This is an old school scent. I'm going to put the scent description for you on the screen right there. Lavender, citrus, florals. This was created in 1959, so it's quite an old scent. The scent strength on this is pretty robust. I would call this in the high range. You can't miss it when you open it up. It is very robust. And for me, I like the scent and I'm sentimental about the scent because it was one of the first soaps that I used, 10 years ago or so, or among the first, I should say. And so I'm sentimental about it, but I'm not sure everybody will like this because this does have a powdery floral sort of element to it, but it is good quality. I'll show you the ingredients on the screen right there. Tallow-based soap. However, there are some vegan versions or vegetal versions circulating now, I'm told, but the one I have here is the tallow-based version, and we got a good lather with it today. I'll show you a lather shot right there. Now, what will happen with a lot of these old school soaps is they'll tend to fluff up early in the process. And so what I'm going to do is show you on the screen a shot there of the beginning of the lather process, and then there'll be another shot of what it looked like at the end. So in the beginning, you get it fluffy, it's a little airy, and you have to keep adding water and adding water and adding water and sort of working it. And eventually you get it into a nice creamy consistency. Some of these soaps like this take a little more effort than some of the artisanal soaps of today that just go creamy right away. You do have to work to get it creamy, but honestly, it's not necessary to get it entirely creamy. You can get a great shave with it not being not having a super sheen on it, I should say. So keep that in mind. But Tabac is a good soap, legendary. And you can also buy it, by the way, in this glass container. This is kind of small to load in. I know some people do, but I enjoy this. I enjoy the scent of Tabac, but it's not for everyone. So I know some of the newer guys don't necessarily like the scent, but for a lot of us who have been around a while, this soap has reverence for us because it's one of the first things we used, and it is good quality. It definitely will get the job done. Okay, today's razor is the Karve aluminum. This will be my first time using this razor. I have the F plate, which is the max plate for OC right now. Actually, they came out with a G plate in brass, or they are in the process of coming out with. But for right now, F is the top of the heap. It is loaded with a Gillette Nasset blade, and I am really taken with how handsome this razor is. And I will tell you, what you see on video and photos of this razor don't do it justice because it is a looker. The knurling on it is exceptional. The collars are very vivid. It is very nice indeed, and I look forward to using this for the first time today. So let's get into it. Enough yapping here. All right, let's go. Let's mist the face, and this is just plain water. No problem whatsoever with that. And we'll begin lathering here with our Tabac, which again, classic soap, legendary soap, and it will produce a good result. So for folks who say it's not a good soap and you can't get it creamy or make it look nice, it does take some effort, I'll be honest with you. But it will, here's the way I would describe it. It will generate volume easy. Really easy to generate volume. To get that slick sheen, that shine on the lather, it takes a little bit of effort to incorporate the water in. The newer artisanal soaps are very heavy with butters and oils and things that make the soap take on that sheen a bit easier than these classic soaps, in my opinion. However, that doesn't mean these older soaps are not good, because they are. Because I can tell you right now, this is a fine lather. This is a lather that's going to be plenty slick enough. And in terms of what you need for a shave. So we don't consider post-shave part of the shave. Post-shave is post-shave, after. Post means after. And so in terms of post-shave, I use post-shave products. And so I'm not concerned with that. For shaving soap, I'm looking for what it's going to do with me during the shave. And this will be just fine on that, as far as that goes, I should say. All right. Excellent. Excellent. And to me, this definitely has a floral tobacco type scent. And it's quite stout. You can't really miss it. It is one of those scents that I think is polarizing, and particularly with younger people. They just don't like it as much as some of us guys who have been around for a while. And I think it's primarily because it is sort of a dated sort of fragrance. If you can date fragrances, to me, fragrances, if they smell good, they smell good. Now, would I want to wear this as a cologne? No, it's not something that I would want to wear as a cologne. But I do enjoy shaving with it and sort of visiting, early days, or thinking back to those early days. It's a pleasant memory. And so for me, I think it's pleasant because it reminds me of those early days. In the first few months or so, I was traditional shaving. This was one of the soaps that I picked up because at the time I didn't know anything about artisanal soaps, really. They were, at that time, just getting started, So not everybody knew of them, and the soaps that we used were like Tabac and Parezzo and Cella and all what we call the classics now. And honestly, my shaves were great. Once I got over that initial learning curve, the shaves were great. And I have to say, this razor, nice and efficient. This is the F plate, very, very light. I prefer a little more weight, but I have to say, it's feeling good. It's feeling good. So far, meeting my expectations, the razor. But honestly, I don't expect anything other than a great performance from Karve. The key with Karve is to find the plates that work best for you, or plate, if you please. And so that's really what it's all about. And this razor, by the way, was $83 US, which it's definitely pricey for an aluminum razor, but it's extremely well made. You can get the plates for about $23. And the key, again, is finding the plates that work best for you with Karve. That's what it's all about. It is a very nice shaver there. That first pass was fantastic, I have to say. Very, very pleased with this razor on that first pass. Even though I prefer more heft, that was an extremely smooth ride. So I'm very, very happy with that so far. When I did the unboxing for this, they didn't have any aluminum in stock. And then Chris from Karve made a comment, and thank you, Chris, for making that comment, that he had to isolate. And so he personally inspects every razor that leaves Karve. So although he has staff, he does not send razors out without his stamp of approval. And he has very, very high standards as to what he will send out his shop. So he temporarily marked them out of stock until he gets back and he can inspect the razors. Every razor that comes off the machine, he inspects personally. And so while they do have aluminum, he has not been there to inspect them, and therefore they marked them out of stock for that reason. So they'll be back soon. Don't worry if you were wanting an aluminum Karve. Not going to be another year wait or something, like that. That had people very frustrated a couple of years ago, that they just didn't have much in stock, and they've worked to fix that problem. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is a good lather. I tell you what. So regardless of not having 49 butters in the soap, good lather. I mean, let's look at it there. Yeah. It's all about, folks, being honest with you, entirely honest with you. The biggest thing that you need to concern yourself with as a shaver is technique, both in lathering and shaving. And you will find gear that you prefer, but honestly, most products that are reputable should work okay. So don't think a soap like that's old is bad just because it has some age on it, because this is a nice soap. It's been around for a long time for a reason. The only thing is, this is not a soap that everyone's going to enjoy the scent of. It's always been polarizing, and it remains so. And I just happen to know that a lot of the newer guys, or newer in terms of, let's say younger in age, they don't always love this scent. Sometimes I've heard it referred to as grandma's purse. I don't know if I can make that connection with the scent, because I don't really know what grandma's purse smells like, but that is to mean they think it smells old, and it is, I would say, a mature fragrance as far as that goes, but I think a lot of us were there in the days before the artisanal soaps really took off, and we appreciate that these soaps were there for us. And that's why I think we have reverence for them. I'm going to do a quick cross pass there. But in terms of performance, honestly, it's not lacking anything. Once you get the lathering dialed in and understanding that it might go fluffy on you early on. That is a tendency of some soaps that don't have all those butters dumped into them. They might be a little bit airy early on or fluffy. Just continue to work it, add water slowly, and see if you can bring it around. And even if you don't bring a super sheen on the lather, as long as you have enough hydration for it to be slick, it'll be fine. So keep that in mind. We like to show the best lathers possible. You know, we are shaving enthusiasts and hobbyists. So I work diligently to show you a good looking lather, or, you know, as best as I'm capable of making on a regular basis. But what I'm showing you is best case scenario. You know, I'm going for a sheen on the lathers to show what you can do. Doesn't mean you have to do it, because you don't. As long as you have hydration in your lather, and as long as you've got it, you know, distributed pretty well on your face, you'll be okay. If you got slickness there, you'll be okay. I have to say, the first run with the Karve, very, very nice indeed. Meeting all expectations. Honestly, I expected a great ride, so it has met my expectations for sure, as has the Tabac. It is a legendary soap for a reason, and I would certainly challenge folks who say it's not a good quality soap. I mean, look at that lather. Look at that. So if you say that's not a good soap, I'm going to assert, sure it is. It is a good soap. May not be something you prefer, but that's in the realm of preference, because if you lather this well, it's good. It's plenty slick enough. Again, post-shave is post-shave. That's not part of the shave itself. So if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that, but I don't consider that part of the shave. That's after the shave. That's what post means, right? Just like post-game interview, like you're interviewing a football player or an athlete after the event, not during. So we don't typically consider activities during the post part of the actual event. It is connected to the event, but I'm sure you can follow my logic there. So in terms of what this provides for the shave, it's quite good. It's still here for a reason. They're still making it, and it's readily available and can be found all over. I will link the ceramic tub there from Razor Company, but I always encourage you to look around, you know, especially for the ceramic tub version, because the prices vary on it. So just look around and see where you get the best price on it, if you please. But I happen to know the Razor Company had them because they were the first place I looked, and they had them, so I'll link that for you below. We all like to support the Razor Company. Great company, and great shave today. The Karve was fantastic, and the Tabac, pretty doggone good as well. All right, let me rinse, then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back, and off camera we did a warm water rinse to get rid of the soap, and then we used our PAA alum. There was no stinging after applying the alum, so super smooth shave, no nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, or troubles. Very nice indeed. Following the alum, we did a cool water rinse, and then we toweled off with our Lancaster towel prior to applying the magic made by witches, Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber. We had an excellent shave today with classic Tabac. This is indeed a quality soap. It does take a little bit of effort to get a really creamy lather out of it. However, it will build volume easily, and it will be plenty slick enough. It's been around a long time for a reason. Not everybody loves the scent, but it is a good quality soap in my opinion. We also used, for the first time today, the Karve aluminum with the F-plate, and it was fantastic. No buyer's remorse on this razor. I absolutely loved it. In fact, I've loved all the Karve razors that I've had since I started getting the plates that I enjoyed. Early on, I got plates that were too mild for my preference, and I didn't like it. But I tell you what, now that I'm using the F and the G's and whatever, I love this razor. It is absolutely fantastic. So it was a great run with that. We used today the Atomic Rocket brush, and it's in our Lancaster Razor Works brush soaking mug. And we're going to finish things out today with the classic Lucky Tiger. We might as well use a classic toner to close out this sort of classic shave. Although the Karve razor is not classic, I wanted to use it. I just got it and I wanted to use it. And by the way, Lucky Tiger has a pleasant orange scent. It won't hang around, but it is very nice indeed. And that was an excellent shave. I hope wherever you are today, you have excellent shaves as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.